And welcome back to Was the Weekend. There's a big fight on tonight. No, I know it's Friday night, not a street fight. Zonke Fana defends his national junior lightweight title against Ali Funeka. You'll be able to watch it live on SABC2 at 10:15.
But before we go there, just to tell you that we've got probably two of the best junior lightweights this country's ever produced in studio to talk about that fight tonight. We've got three-time former world champ Dingaan the Rose of Soweto, Thobela, who now runs a funeral parlor, so he literally will bury you if you're an opponent. Welcome, Dingaan. Thobela.
Hi, how are you, Doc?
Very well, man. And we also have live from Guyana, where he's busy preparing some of his fighters, is former two-time world champion Brian Mitchell. Brian, good evening.
Hi, how's it, Udo? How's it, Dingaan?
Now, Dingaan, looking at those fighting styles of Fana and Funeka, what can we expect tonight?
I think it's going to be a great fight indeed. I mean, we've got a champion who's really up to it all the time. He defends his title, you know. He works hard, he's got a hand speed, he's, you know, always on his toes. And Funeka is a good fighter also. He's a puncher, you know, he's got a puncher's chance. And he's got the reach advantage. So we're looking forward to see who really wants the fight tonight.
Brian, how do you rate Fana as a junior lightweight?
He's done a good job. I don't rate him as a world-class fighter, but he's a good South African champion, like most of our South African champions. And yeah, he's been in the weight that I control for a few years. I was an 8-time South African junior lightweight champion. And obviously Dingaan Thobela took over the reins after that. So it's a tough division. It's always been a very good division and a very competitive division.
No, but Dingaan, are we going to see a grudge match tonight, you know, a grudge bout, considering the fact that Ufana's from the Western Cape and Ufunega's my homeboy from the Eastern Cape? Can we expect
I think
that?
there is, of course, a grudge fight, you know. I always believe in the local fights because they turn out to be grudge fights, you know, because they are local heroes, you know, and they've got to prove their standpoint and say, I'm the man here. So I think it's going to be a good fight, and taking into account that the other guy is a big puncher and the other guy is more of a classy fighter, you know, he's a boxer.
Mr. Mitchell, I'm looking at my cards here and some astounding information. We look at Funeka, he's got a high ratio of knockouts, 11 in his 14 fights. Fana's got 4 in 14 wins. Does that give the edge to Funeka ahead of tonight's fight?
He's got, yeah, a good knockout ratio, but it's still a bit of inexperience as Zonke Fana, I think. You know, I don't think the challenge is going to create much of a problem there.
Now, but Dingaan, as Brian said earlier, the junior lightweight division has always been a competitive one. Why is that?
Well, when you look into South African boxers, and we look into Brian and myself, you know, we have made a mark in the world of boxing when it comes to junior lightweight. And looking into internationally, you know, we're looking into guys like Chavez, they come from there. We're looking into Oscar De La Hoya, Whittaker. So it is a competitive division.
Brian, surely the temptation must be there. You're still involved in boxing. To reminisce, look back at the kind of fighter you were and compare yourself to some of the youngsters who were fighting in the division that, like you said, you controlled for quite a while.
Yeah, I suppose one would. You know, over the years, you look at the different guys coming through the ranks and you compare yourself to them. And, yeah, as I said, he's quite a credible fighter, but I don't think he'll have lived with me.
I suppose it's a silly question to ask because we all know the answer, but are there any junior lightweights out there that you really rate as super, super world-class at the moment?
Cases below.
You would, huh?
Absolutely.
And we'll find out both Brian and Dingaan's predictions for tonight's national junior lightweight title fight in a moment. But first, it's time to find out what you... Now, as we promised, it's prediction time for tonight's national junior lightweight title bout between Zonke Fana and my homeboy, Ali Funeka. Dingaan, what's your prediction?
Well, my prediction, I put my head on the block that Zonke Fana will come out a winner, you know. He always proved beyond doubt that when you fight against punchers and good fighters, he becomes super fit and he comes out being a winner.
You're on TV, you do know this, eh? This is what you said.
For sure, I'm pretty sure about it.
Okay.
I just want to find out from my man, Brian, whether Zonke Fana is his man to win this fight as well.
Zonke Fana, I think, in a stoppage, late round stoppage. He comes on well in the later rounds.
Short and sweet there from Brian Mitchell. Brian, thank you very much. You said earlier that there is a little bit of challenge that you want to pose to Dingaan Thobela in the studio. So before we let you go, what is that challenge?
Dingaan, let's give South Africa something to talk about. You come down to middleweights and we can meet.
There we go, Dingaan. That is the fight that all of South Africa has been waiting for. You're going to take up that challenge?
Sure, I will take it up. I'll have to make sure I come down to the middleweights. And then
Yeah, so Brian thinks so, hey. Our own Tyson versus Lewis right here in South Africa. Now, if you're in the mood for what promises to be a sensational fight tonight, check this next promo out, and we'll be back after the break with international netball and our own Commonwealth flag bearer competition.